Alright, so today is technically evacuation day for Hurricane Irma, but we have decided, since the storm has tracked so far west and basically we're supposed to just get strong tropical storms, that we're going to stay and ride out the storm. So I know I put out a video before saying that we were going to be evacuating, but that was when it was projected earlier in the week, about 3 days ago, to basically come straight up through Savannah. But now that it's only going to be coming up through the west side of Florida, and we're still supposed to get some pretty bad weather, but like, we've roughed tropical storms here before and never evacuated for them. So what we're doing now is we're going to go to my granddaddy's house and make sure everything's like it should be and secured. And I want to film everything around the house for insurance purposes. But yeah, so like today is Saturday, the 9th of September, and technically our zone where we live is under a mandatory evacuation from between 12 p.m. and 8 p.m. I don't know, I didn't look at my phone. I don't know if it's 12 p.m. just yet. It could be. But we're gonna go ahead and run down here real quick. Not good. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and run down here real quick and take care of this. Alright, so the next thing on the list to do, because I'm not gonna show everybody the video of Pop's house, is we're gonna ride over to Justin's, give him the jack and stuff that goes in the van just in case. Now, we're not saying that we might not end up leaving at all. We're just not leaving during the first phase of evacuation. I really believe we can ride this type of storm out, especially with the fact that it keeps moving west. But I mean, if for any reason in the next, I'd say 36 hours it changes, we're going to have all the cars full of gas and packed up and ready to go. So we are prepared to do what we have to. So I don't want anybody to think that we're just being irresponsible, but it seems like we're going to get less and less of an impact. It's going to be pretty rough, but it's not something that, I mean, if we lose power and stuff for up to a week or whatever, I mean, that's going to be a burden we're going to have, even if we evacuate and have to come back on Wednesday. So that is what it is. Alright, so it's actually a little bit later in the day now. As you can see, we've got most of the front porch cleaned off. I've still got to put this rocking chair in the house and put the rest of the trash in these trash cans. I'm going to duct tape them shut just in case and lay them down. But it's been a little breezy today. It's comfortable though. It's nice out, I'm not going to lie. But the cool thing about it is about 2 o'clock today, they actually rescinded the mandatory evacuation for our part of the area and turned it into just a voluntary evacuation. And they did have both lanes of Interstate 16 going out of Savannah. They were going to counterflow it to where all lanes were going out. But about 4 o'clock today, they rescinded that as well and have it back to normal traffic. So this thing just keeps continuing to go west, which is good for us. You know, the more west it goes, the less impact. Last night they were calling for like 10 to 12 inches of rain, and now I think they're down to like 4 to 5, possibly 6. But we went ahead, my brother's got sandbags at the garage at Pop's house, and that place is locked down pretty tight, and we're getting my house finished, being prepared. So I don't think it's going to be as terrible as initially expected, unless it takes like an eastern turn. But the problem is like where we originally were planning on going to evacuate, it's probably going to end up getting some winds and rain itself. So it's counterproductive to evacuate to somewhere where you're going to end up being basically in some of the same kind of weather as you're expecting at home. I kind of just really feel bad for the people that left like Thursday when they were expecting it to come up like the eastern coast of Florida, and they all went like to West Georgia, and like now that's where the projected path's going. So I kind of had a gut feeling to kind of hold off and wait to see when it took that northern turn, and I'm glad I did at this point because I think it worked out for the best. So me and Mom, we got some groceries and we got candles and we got everything that we need for being hunkered down here and just riding it out. I do expect to lose power, but I mean, as everybody that does keep up with the channel and knows how things go around here, just, you know, somebody can breathe hard in my backyard and something falls on the power line. So we're used to that anyway. But yeah, it's crazy. I mean, there's been a lot of people, I think, that decided to stay after seeing that this thing's been shifting, because there's a ton of cars in people's driveways still. Hell, I counted about 6 people earlier while I was riding around and going to Pops and doing our activities today. People outside cutting grass and kids outside playing. So I think that I don't know, I don't want to say that they called the evacuation too soon, because the models and the projections did show it coming a lot closer. And I'm not saying that we're not going to get bad weather. I'm just saying that, like, this time of year, at least twice a week, we come home from work to like really bad thunderstorms. So I don't think it's going to be really more than that, just probably like a longer duration of something like that. And it's just not worth evacuating for in my eyes. I don't feel like everybody's life's in danger. I feel like it's going to be more of a nuisance and a burden, whatever happens. But, you know, sorry, my arm's getting tired. So yeah, I think we're going to be all right. The potential for flooding is there, but my house is off the ground, and most of the time when it floods, water accumulates over across the street at the gym in their parking lot. So I don't think it's going to get high enough to be able to come into the house regardless. So I'm kind of confident in my decision at this point, and there's been a lot of people that's decided not to leave that we're planning on leaving. It's just unfortunate that this kind of event has to happen, and I guess it could be worse. For us to be spared, somebody else has to be fucked. That's how I feel. But it is how it is, I guess. And these things are unpredictable. It just goes to show that, like, it don't matter what kind of models there are. I mean, up until Friday morning, there wasn't a model showing, one of the spaghetti models showing this storm going the way it's actually going now. And every morning we wake up, it's like a different forecast. So it's 2017, and there's no advancement in technology that's made it any better to predict a hurricane than it was back when in the 80s and 90s, it seems like. But yeah, so we've gotten most of the backyard done, and there's just a few small things that we've got to finish up, and we should be all right. So I will, I'm going to charge all the batteries and charge everything and try to get a little bit of footage of what we do get. Try to space it out between what I can. I'm going to hook up a couple of battery backups in the house with like chargers and phone chargers and stuff like that. That way we got access to what we need, and if it gets too bad, I've got some contingency plans in effect. So, but yeah, luckily we bit the bullet on this one. And again, I'm not saying that we're not going to get bad weather. I'm not saying we're not going to get some high winds and some potential trees down and stuff like that, but there's a huge difference between now, they're planning on it by the time it comes over into Georgia, it being more of a tropical storm threat to us than, you know, potentially when I made the first video, it was supposed to be like a category 3 to a category 2. So I guess if anything else comes up, or if there's any huge change, I will try to get it filmed and put out as fast as possible. But if not, I'm going to spend my energy and resources now trying to make sure that this place is safe enough for the kids and stuff. So I will catch everybody in the next one. Y'all have a good one. If y'all are in the area, stay safe, be smart. I'll take it easy.